Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and guys, I'm super intrigued for today's video. Now I'm going to tell you right away, I'm actually doing a two-part video. So today you are going to be seeing the eyes, we're going to be diving into these little Tarte palettes, but tomorrow you will be seeing the rest of what is happening on my face. So if you want to see that video, be sure to stick around and subscribe, turn on your notifications, because you will be seeing it tomorrow. Now of course that does mean nothing will be filled out in the description box, because y'all know I'm going to make you wait. You have to see what the tea is in store. But that being said, let's go ahead and dive into today's video and just like focus on the magic at hand, because when Tarte released these little foil finger paint trio things, I was very oh my god, you guys, my blue popped out. Hello? Like, it's not magnetized. No, it's just the glue gave out. Great, love that for me. Okay. As I was saying before that one broke, I love my life right now. I was really confused though when Tarte first released these, because I know they're called a finger foil trio, but I was like, how are you gonna put 3 shades in here with the amount of product, which again, we'll get into in a second, and charge $25 for something like this? Like, I'm really wanting to dive into this formula, if for no other reason than I'm like, 25 bucks seems a little bit steep for what it is, but I also like, I feel like there's pros and cons to it, and that's kind of what I want to wade through with you guys and then get your thoughts and opinions down below, because I can't tell if this is like an overreach or if it's something really interesting, innovative, that's worth the money. Like, I'm really kind of about it. So let's go ahead and kind of read through it together and see what our thoughts are. It says in the description that each palette includes 2 foil formulas and 1 gel glitter topper, which again, you guys will see in the insert here in a second. It features plush and pigmented foil formula that you can paint on with your fingers. So a lot of this kind of easiness going on, which you guys know that's my favorite kind of formula. It says that the unique glitter gel topper transform any look, and that is infused with antioxidant rich marine plant extracts to help hydrate and soften your lids. Always formulated without parabens, mineral oil, phthalates, triclosan, sodium lauryl sulfate, and gluten. I think I just said about 3 of those wrong, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. Let's keep moving. And then under how to use, it's very straightforward. It just says apply 1 swipe of the foil formula with your finger over your lid, and then you can also put a little bit of the glitter gel topper over the center for an extra C shimmer look, whatever that is. So let's go ahead and jump into the swatches now, so you guys can take a look at all 3 palettes and kind of get a feel for what each color story is. So first up we have the Bahamas palette, and this is all warm tones. It has a nice light and medium warm foil shade, and then the glitter gel topper to it is a beautiful golden with almost green light little reflex to it. The second palette we have is the Milky Way palette. Now this one has a beautiful warm undertone to it as well, starting off with your standard kind of warm but not as warm as the other palette, kind of bronzy shade, a beautiful red foil, and then a really nice white iridescence that also carries with it this nice kind of yellow, gold, green reflect to it that I think is beautiful. And then the last palette we have is the Lunar palette. Now this one is the coolest of all the palettes as far as undertone goes. It does start off with that cool undertone brown foil finger, and then the next one is a beautiful bright aluminum foil silver that I think is gorgeous, and then top everything off with a bright blue gel glitter that is stunning. Now, being very careful not to pop this pan out again, I do think out of all of the palettes that they released, this one, the cool tone one, is probably my favorite. A, because I think it has the most uniqueness to it. I feel like this one, when paired with a palette, you would get the most use out of, because all the shades are very different, but even putting them together, I think it would also be something that's very similar and cohesive to what is just these 3 shades in this palette. So I really like both aspects of that. I also really like these 3 shades in here because I feel like they are unique enough that you wouldn't already have shades that are similar to them in another palette, just in a shimmer form. For example, if I grab the first palette here, this one is the Bahamas palette. I feel like these are very beautiful, but they are very neutral, very warm tone, and something that if you opened any standard palette right now, you would probably find shades that are pretty similar. Now, all of that being said, talking about the color stories and whatnot, I think for me what is difficult about these is the price tag, and I know I keep going back to that, but for this little trio to be $25, I would expect a couple of different things. Number one, I would have expected them to have different packaging. Like, these are all the exact same packaging. There's not even like a cover on them, and I don't know why I find that so perplexing, but to me, just for these to not have a cover seems very weird. I don't know if they intend for them to be like with something else, be a complement to something else. I'm not exactly sure. Not only is there no label, but this is the type of glitter that actually does kind of rub off. It isn't the kind of glitter that is like sealed over top of it. Like, there is no resin, there is no coat. You can actually hear that roughness, that is the actual glitter, and it is kind of all over my hands. So it's nothing that's coming off like crazy. I mean, it's not like disintegrating while I'm holding it, but it is kind of a bummer that for $25 yet again, not only is there no label, all packages are the same. There's really not even on the inside, like the inner unit carton right here, nothing that differentiates these. But then on top of all that, the glitter is not sealed or coated in, so it will kind of flake all over the place. Those are all little things for me that I'm kind of like, it kind of takes away from the value. Now for me, an issue that I did have outside of the packaging and the presentation and all of that was actually the amount of product you get. In each of the foil shades, and this is true for all 3 palettes, you only get 0.02 ounces of product in each of these, and then 0.03 in the glitter gel. And a lot of people could make the argument that, oh, it's because it's a different type of shadow, it's not a pressed pigment, it's not a powder, it's not an eyeshadow, it's not a shimmer, it's not a metallic, blah, 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 blah. And you can make that argument all day long, but I feel like at the end of the day, these are not even close to the normal size of what an eyeshadow would be, if that makes sense. Oh, and by the way, while we're about ready to kind of dive into these, I do want to also throw up the up close that I did of me playing around with these little, the foil finger shades, because to feel them, they are very squishy, and they're not quite as squishy as like the Stila Heavens Hue highlights. Those, if you stuck your finger in them, it left the imprint, it kind of balanced itself out. It was a really interesting gooey consistency, and these aren't quite that gooey, but they are very close. What I've noticed about these is that if you get in there and you dig around in the pan side to side and you're a little bit too aggressive, what you actually end up with are these little like lifting chunks or flakes of this. So I think if it's me, I would recommend being very light when you swipe into these pans, because you will end up with these kind of little like chunky areas like right there, whereas this red one is very smooth. The red one, when I swiped into it, I literally did this and I just very lightly kind of swiped over top of it and got a swatch, whereas when I first started playing with this one, I kind of went back and forth, and that's what created that rough spot. So these are very much so the type of product that are going to respond to how you touch them. So if you want them to maintain that nice level of smoothness like that red one has right there, you will want to kind of swipe through and make sure that your swipes are continuous and not doing like these little kind of swirls. You don't want to do that with these. I think for me, what's the most perplexing about these is the glitter side. Like, am I going to need a glitter glue? Because that obviously there is no glitter glue and it's sticking really nicely to my hand. But I wonder, like, if I were to use a glitter glue, is it going to overstick? Like, how's that going to work? I should test that out on my hand, because I don't want them to be like thick and gooey on the lids either. This is so interesting. All right, so I just took a little bit of my NYX glitter glue and got it on the hand there, and now I'm going to grab some of that same blue shade and I'm going to pack it on top of that glitter glue. Oh wow, okay, so it actually builds up really beautiful. It has a nice opacity to it. So I think it'll depend on the look you're going, which is nice. It's good to know that these do carry a versatility with them, even though they have that gel base. You can really build them up, or you can leave them nice and sheer for just like a little glittery moment. That's nice. Which I know sounds weird to say, but there are some bases like in a glitter that's pressed into a palette like this, that if you go in and use a glitter glue, they will get really chunky and really ugly very quickly. So it's nice to know that you can at least do that with these ones. That's really good information, because y'all know your girl likes to use glitter glue. It's kind of my thing. I love glitter glue. All right, guys, so I'd like you to know I've been sitting here talking to the camera for the last 15 minutes trying to convince myself that I was going to use like all 3 of these palettes and da 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 da. And I think really at the end of it, like I just have to play it no matter what with this Lunar palette, because I literally can't live with how much I love this very palette. So what I think I want to do for sure is I need to go in with this foil shade, this really cool toned pewter shade. So good. So let's go ahead first. How do I want to do the lids? You know what? Let's keep it fair. Let's keep it even. We're going to go Tarte Shape Tape Porcelain Beige. That's what we're going to do. You guys are probably like, Paige, this is the longest video ever and you still haven't done an eye look. And I know. I'm just so perplexed and I don't want to get it wrong. Also, I just feel like you should know, I did just try to move the camera in and try to show you guys like I was going to apply these to the lids. And these foils are so reflective that I actually had to move the camera back out. So I will move it in as close as I can, but just so you guys know, it's not giving me a lot of wiggle room here on how close I can get you, just because they are so bright and reflective that it's messing up my camera. Do I want to set the lid? No, I'm not going to set the lid. I'm going to leave it tacky, but I am going to apply a thin layer of glitter glue, and that's where we're gonna start. Okay, I'm kind of talking myself into this at the same time I'm talking you guys into it, so I'm just gonna grab my NYX glitter glue again here, and I'm going to use this to lightly veil the entire eye, just very, very lightly. And I'm gonna start off on the outer V with this beautiful deep pewter shade here. And I'm just going to take a tiny, like, look at how, oh wow, that's reflective. Okay. I'm gonna lightly kind of pat that. Whoa, the pigment is insane. Okay, that's crazy. The amount of color that came off of that one little dab. Whoa, Nelly. Okay. Let's just try to like buff that out with our finger a little bit. Oh my goodness. Guys, that's really rich. Okay. I'm gonna grab actually at the same time here this little fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M504. Just a nice fluffy brush here. And I'm gonna try to blend that up here just a little bit. I just want to see if it'll blend at all. And it actually does blend a little. Okay, good. All right. Guys, I can do a whole look with my eyes, but if I can't blend out a line, I will have a heart attack. But that blended beautifully. And it didn't look like it had any fallout either. All right, perfect. Let's keep going. Now for the rest of this open area, I am going to veil this really beautiful silver shade. Like, look at that. Because I really want to test out their little one swipe theory and see what it does. So I'm just going to take it here. Oh, okay, all right, it's beautiful. Guys, this stuff glides on like butter, like real butter. Butter for the eyelids, silvery aluminum foil butter. Oh, I love butter. And I'm just really lightly kind of tapping this out with my finger and then just kind of tapping the excess up into this region and then pulling the leftover over here. You guys know I do eye looks with just my fingers all the time, so it's nothing crazy for me to use my fingers, but if it's something that it bothers you or you don't like to, then that's something to keep in mind for sure with this. You guys, the blue glitter fell out and now I can't find it. You know what, Tarte? Maybe if you would have had at least some version of better packaging, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But literally, this is not acceptable. I'm sorry. Because now I can't find it. And I definitely can't see it because your girl don't have her glasses on. Because look at how pretty that is. Like, I was just trying to move you in. I was trying to be a good doodle and trying to fix my white balance. And now I lost my glitter shade. Where's quality control when you need it? Where did it go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Blue glitter. Okay, well, guys, apparently this video is just not going as well as I thought it would. So what I wanted to do was bring you guys in so I could hopefully show you a little closer. I'm hoping now that I have one eye done, maybe the camera will like balance itself out, because I want to show you on this eye what I just did over here and how easy it was to blend and do up close, because it really was super easy, like easier than I thought it would be. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm just going to take a little bit again of the NYX Glitter Glue here. Now for those of you that don't like to use a glitter glue, or you're not into this, you don't have inhospitable eyelids like me, totally fine. You don't have to. I just use it on my channel because it is a good way for me to judge product, and it really helps keep things on my lid a long time. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of this pewter shade here on my finger, a very little amount, like I'm barely tapping into it, and look at what you get off. Like the payoff is insane. I'm just going to very lightly tap that onto the outer V here, and like look at that though. Like, that's crazy amount of payoff. Look at this silver. Is that not insane? Oh my gosh. Okay, so shifting gears, like look at how easy that is. Boom. It's just, it's truly fantastic. This color right here is honestly one of my favorites out of all three palettes. I love a beautiful, bright, freaking silver like this. L'Oreal actually makes a single shadow that I love because it's the same kind of tone. And I just, oh my gosh, like it's so beautiful. And I just lightly, like I did on the other eye, kind of tap it up and over here. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. And then I'll just go in with this other dark shade here, and I'll kind of mix the two together and create a nice little fade. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like that was so easy. It took literally almost no time. We spent forever learning about the stuff and learning about what's in them and da-da-da-da-da, and now it's just like, boom, done. Like, conversation over. Like, just look at that. Just whoo. So even, so quick. I'm not mad at this at all right now. I am going to take, I want to see how these apply with a brush, like if you wanted to lightly kind of apply them to the lower lash line. So I'm going to grab, this is the Morphe M506. Here's the M506, my good old handy dandy trusty little devil. And I'm going to take a little bit of this on the dark cool tone side right here, this little guy. And I'm going to try applying this with a brush up on this underside of the eye. And just kind of see, oh wow, that's pretty. Oh, I love that a lot. Okay. I really like that color on the lower lash line, just like lightly veiling it up here. Now, what I do like about using this with a brush is that it's very easy to smoke out. The only downside is I think you do get a little bit of like a foil glitter that does kind of kick all over. So I don't know that I would do this on the upper lash line, but just to smoke it out like right in this region, I think it's totally fine and very worth it. Like that right there, that fade, it is perfect. I do want to take just with my finger, I'm going to grab a little bit more, and I mean a little bit, like wow, that's a lot of that silver shade, and I'm just going to lightly kind of put that right under the tear duct right there. Ooh, good. I love that I just did all of this eye look and I realized I didn't go in with one glitter. I just got obsessed with that silver. Isn't that perfect? Oh my god. You know what, guys? Even though the blue did fall out, it doesn't really matter. That's probably not the color I would have went in with. I do think it would look great, don't get me wrong. But for this eye look specifically, I actually think I want to grab this color right here, which is out of the Milky Way palette. I think first what I want to do is just take a little bit here on my hand with some glitter glue, and I am going to lightly apply some of this color just to get like a tester of it with glitter glue. Here it is on top of some glitter glue. There it is just swiped on. Again, you can kind of lightly see on camera the opacity is a little bit deeper when you use a glitter glue, and for that reason I'm actually not going to use one because this shade as it is isn't going to totally match the look I have going on, but I want to take a little bit of it anyways, just on my finger, no glitter glue. Again, I want less opacity with this, and I just want to lightly kind of touch it right in this area, just because I want to see if I can get that light little glitter effect that it gives. All right, so just to give you guys a little bit of a faraway perspective, this is where we are at right now. I'm gonna go ahead and run off of camera. Obviously, I have to jump into the other video. I wanna finish everything up, but I also want to be on the lookout for how these are wearing. Are they gonna get creasy? Like, what's going on with the overall texture and consistency? So let me go ahead and finish all of that up, and I will be right back. Okay, you guys, and this is the finished look. I can't wait for you guys to see tomorrow's video to see what all it took to get this face complete, because y'all, it's gonna be a minute. But for today, let's just go ahead and wrap up my thoughts on these little trios, because I was really concerned when I first started playing with these of a lot of things. I was concerned that for $25 what they were giving you was just a little trio with regular basic like shimmer shades, maybe a glitter, and it wasn't going to have any sort of a different consistency than we're used to, and then the product was an issue, and like, is it gonna crease because it's really slippery, and like, I just had all of these really unfounded concerns with these trios. And here's actually my thoughts. I really love the way that they apply. They are super easy to use. So if you are someone who is really new to these types of shades, or you love just having a really quick, easy to go to opacity, these are a great option for you, because quite literally you will be able to throw them on and walk away. And a lot of them, because they're on the warmer, more neutral side, you could even go in with just like a bronzer, work that through the crease, and then apply these straight onto the lid and be fine. Because for the most part, these are just very versatile, very easy to use, and I really enjoy that about them. My biggest issue, I think, is the price. If these sat at a lower price point, I keep thinking like, how would I feel if they were this much? How would I feel if they were $15? And like, where do I think that amount of money should lie? And just to break down that little price situation a little bit farther, these do work out to be $8.33 per pan. So each one of these, $8.33. Now for a single shade that is on the pricey side, regardless of consistency or amount of product or anything like that, that does weigh a little bit heavier. For me, that's kind of where I keep coming from with this when it comes to price. I'm like, my god, like $8.33. Like, what else could I have bought? And could I have gotten like a single shadow from the drugstore, like those ones from L'Oreal? Yes, those are right around like $8 to $10 or $7 to $10, but you also get a lot more product in them. So it's like, I don't know, I keep having this wishy-washy feeling with the price. But overall, you guys, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours down below. What do you think as far as the quality, the consistency, the price? Do you have any hangups with these? Do you think they're worth it? Do you think you're curious? I'd love to hear from you guys. This to me is very intriguing, so definitely let me know what you think and if it's something you were wondering about down below. While you're down there, do not also forget you can check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. They are both linked down below, and if you haven't done so yet, you can also subscribe and turn on your post notifications for this here YouTube channel. I do upload 5 videos a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They all go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan. It is bright, it is early, we drink our coffee, we live our lives, we get ready for work, and all of that while we're playing around with old makeup, new makeup, makeup we love, makeup we don't love, makeup we're making fun of. I mean, there's just so much going on here, so you definitely want to stay tuned. Turn on your post notifications every day, bright and early, between 6 and 7 a.m. Be ready. You guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Where's my Diet Coke? Girl, I need a sip of my Diet Coke. It is painfully warm in here right now. painfully warm, in case anyone was keeping track of my sanity. Girl, it's getting real low. I am sweaty. And okay, and it's infused with glitter antioxidant rich okay, and is it okay, hair on my nose again. It's like they live there. It's like a cat lives up there. Hello everybody, welcome back to everybody. Still sweating. Why am I still sitting here just playing on my phone while I baste in my own sweat? Like, not, hey, just not cute, nor does it sound cute. Ew.